Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. The Irish Spaghetti Podcast. Like and subscribe. Please enjoy the show.
Born for greatness, but separated by birth, they have found each other once more. They will hunt, tracking game like a Cherokee Indian. No girls allowed. A complete rebuke of the feminine man paradigm. With great penis comes great responsibility. Look out, world. Real men are back. Total badasses. There will be guns. There will be violence. Step aside, John Wick. On December 7th, get ready for Irish Spaghetti. Eat shit and die.
Yes. Oh wait, I'm screaming.
I'm gonna rip your head off and shit down your neck.
Am I fucking this up?
No. I can cut anything, dude. This is all gonna be gold.
You could cancel me out in the background anyway, right? Okay.
This is fucking hilarious, man. Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Irish Spaghetti Podcast. I'm Billy G. Nikki P.
What
Nick,
happened?
how are you?
What happened to Where Your Host?
I don't know. You know what?
You got thrown off on that one.
Because I was laughing about the titty comments that you made before we started.
I was like, wait, where's the rest of the intro, man?
You know how my mind wanders?
Yeah.
Well, I was actually, I was cracking up because it
just watched you have a brain seizure.
Yeah, it was just kind of out of nowhere. You fucking cracked me up before it. It was almost like when somebody's drinking and you're like, don't tell a joke right now. Dude, I was just getting the show started and you said that. And I'm just thinking about it.
This is how bad it was, though. Normally, he looks at the camera, and then I come in. He literally looked at me like for help.
Dude,
you went, I'm Billy G.
Yeah, it's funny what if you looked over and just seizuring? I'm like this. It was so fucking
You want
bad,
to try it
man.
again?
All right, here we go. You know what? All right.
You know what? Turn and then face like it's a whole new chapter. Ready, set?
Oh, wait, hold on. Should I turn like I didn't see him? Like,
I'll give you the snap again. Ready?
What about this? What about this? What about this one? Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
You know, like some sitcom or something. All right, here we go.
Let's
You
run
ready?
this again. Let's ready, set.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Irish Spaghetti Podcast. We're your hosts, Billy G, Nikki P. Nick, how are you?
Much better now.
Was that
much,
Chris?
Much
Okay,
better
now we can start the show. That was Chris, right?
Yeah, man. So
what episode are we on?
We're on episode 29. We're gonna have a great show today. As you know, for a little while, it's been a bit wild. We've had guests on and off. I had a buddy in from Thailand, a lot of drinking, a lot of partying. Now we're back to Irish Spaghetti Classic. It's going to be Billy and I just doing shows together for a little bit, getting back on track. This is coffee, no more
Just
liquor.
Coffee.
Yeah, time to get our shit together.
What's that Bailey's smell? I don't know.
Coffee and cream?
No, but you know what? Yeah, man, but those are you know, it's always good to revert back to the original, you know what I mean? But we had some fun. We had some different people on telling their stories, doing their thing and stuff like that. You gotta fish around and stuff, see what's out there.
Yeah, we
you know
offer
what
some
I mean?
different looks here and there, but we want to do like a 2-to-1 ratio at least, where it's me and Billy a couple episodes, and then we'll bring guests on. Of course, Johnny Tsunami is going to be a regular. Yeah, we love him. And yeah, so we're back to normal, guys. Hope you guys have been doing well since the last episode. What have you been up to, man?
It's chilling, man.
I've
you
been
know
bedridden.
what? I wanted to tell them about a movie that I saw.
Oof.
Listen, he already knows because I've
so
been ranting and raving about it for the past 2 hours now. But I was waiting for this movie. I'm a big film guy. We've talked about. There's a reason why
we're
we
movie
do all
buffs.
this. Yeah,
Yes,
we love movies. Like total movie buffs.
Up until about 3 to 5 years ago, we
Exactly.
love movies.
You know, ever since they started, with the identity politics. Well, there was one guy that wasn't doing that stuff. He was just doing really out of the box crazy movies. He did. It was Ari Aster. He did Midsommar. He did Hereditary. If you know him, you know him. He does really crazy, wild psychological horror films. So I was really anticipating this movie. I like Joaquin Phoenix, and it was like, oh my God, like perfect formula. Nothing's come out for a while. Oh my gosh, like this is going to be good. This is going to be great. So I went and saw it. Me and my kid saw it. She likes, Midsommar. She's like us. She likes all that crazy stuff, She
didn't come from nowhere.
Yeah.
You groomed her to like that shit.
Yeah, I groomed her for a couple of things. But I know I'm a sick fuck.
Second income?
Yeah, but I could tell you this right now. How I explained it to his old lady is, rather than watch that movie, rather than subject myself to 3 hours of whatever that was, whatever that torture was, I would rather pay homeless people to defecate in my mouth over and over and over again than sit through another 3 hours of whatever that was. It was the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not saying that just like using that same old expression. Like it was the worst. It was awful. It was the worst movie I've ever seen. There was no plot. Every scene was daring itself to be more and more confusing. The problem is that it never explained itself. So although it's okay for a movie to get confusing, sometimes it's good. Sometimes it kind of puts the audience in place, and then you come back and go, "Oh my God, is this happening?"
If it's a confusion that is meant to generate intrigue that then gets reconciled at some point later in the film, so you go, and you don't leave with that fucking that pressure.
It never piece itself back together. Never.
That's what doesn't make sense, man.
Dude,
capable of writing a good one.
Yeah, hey, we've seen it, dude. You want to talk sense? Sense wasn't even in the conversation in writing this movie. I've never seen a movie without I've seen pornos is about as close as it gets to movies not having a plot, but like having a middle, beginning, and
end. But we don't count that as like
middle,
a movie.
And end. Yeah, you know what I mean? Except for like Pirates. That was actually pretty crazy. Or like Deep Throat. Like there was like some.
I don't know those.
There were some big scenes in this.
I don't watch any porn. This isn't like a stance that I've taken. It's not a religious thing at all. It just doesn't do anything for me. I've had girlfriends that watch it. They like to put it on, go nuts. I don't care.
Yeah.
For me, just does nothing. I want to be the one doing it or in it. I don't want to be fucking watching it. Also, I know that it makes you like sexually retarded and it screws you up over time, and I didn't want that to happen either. So
what about
if you like it, I love it, but it doesn't.
What about any amateur thing? Just seeing somebody, like it doesn't need to be like a movie or something.
It doesn't even move the needle for me. It adds nothing. Same thing. I don't like strip clubs.
The needle being his cock, like
that's exactly what I was referring to.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's my barometer for happiness. But if I do go to a strip club, the only time I enjoy it is when I go with one of my girlfriends or like what girl that I'm with.
You
or whatever.
went to
like
one
that.
with the in Mexico, right?
Yeah, but that was for my little cousin. He never had ever been to a strip club in his life, and we were in Mexico. He's underage, but out there it doesn't matter because it's all like cartel owned. So we wanted to just like give him his first.
What do you
experience.
mean they don't follow the rules in Mexico?
No, sir.
You know, what the heck is going on over there?
No, sir.
What are you telling me, that there's some ruleless paradise just going on next door?
Dude, you can walk in for $2. You can get a beer and brand one of the strippers with a piece of metal. They won't say shit.
I want to walk up, right? Give my $2, right? Grab a beer, walk up, pull out a razor, cut one's face, and go, "Me, I did this," and then walk out. Like that's how I want to spend my time in Mexico. So every time she like looks in the mirror and she's like kind of putting on her shitty slutty makeup, she goes, "Adios mío," you know what I mean?
It's like the Joker
scar.
Do you know how I got these scars?
The prettiest one too, like right. And I want to go real close to her eyes, so like she knows that it could have been worse, but I allowed it not to be.
You're like, did a gringo walk in and cut your face with a razor? Is that what happened?
They remember me as La Demon or something. just known in
La
Mexico.
Demon.
Yeah. By the way, I want this to be in like Cabo San.
Wouldn't it be El Demon?
Wouldn't it be funny if I pulled this shit in like Cabo San Lucas? Like it wasn't even like
El Diablo.
Yeah, El
Diablo.
Diablo. Well, that's the devil, but
yeah,
like,
you'd be the devil.
Demon, like demon is demon in Spanish too, right?
Is it?
I think so.
I don't speak Spanish.
You know, but wouldn't that be funny if I pulled it in like the real touristy part? And they're like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Like the guy who owns it's America's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
He speaks perfect English.
Oh, sorry. I heard different things.
So Beau is afraid.
No, but yeah. Speaking of things that don't make sense but scar you for life, Beau is the worst movie that I've ever seen. I couldn't tell you more. I couldn't get. Man, I cannot beat this into the ground enough.
But 3 hours?
3 hours. So it was almost like when they were making it, they're like, dude, let's make it really long. So they're really pissed off when they walked out.
I bet you they were like, if we make it super long, it'll give it the illusion of like an epic or like a really good movie, because only like super good epic movies are 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you have a product and you just make it super expensive, it gives it the illusion of being what's called high quality or whatever.
Yeah. Like, did you know that
That's why they do that. Sorry, not to cut. Yeah. That's why they do that with like seminars and fake classes and all that bullshit. They'll make it like $7,000 because you're like, oh, it must be really worth it if they're charging that amount of money for it, and it's not. It's a complete scam. It's just an illusion.
But that's with anything. That's why they charge $7,000. Okay, all right. You know what? Case in point, Yeezys. You take a guy who's not some big designer. He didn't come from Paris. That built this like brand that was so amazing, and now you can consider it like what is that called, like Gucci and all that, like designer and stuff. And he's like, you know what? He's like, no, I don't want my shoes to be cheap. I want the Yeezys to be $700. And now you got every idiot buying those left and right.
Yes.
Balenciaga buying big, ugly, worn shoes already for thousands of dollars for status.
For status. It's not even for the quality of the product. It's just for clout and clout alone. It's so disgusting.
We're disgusting. We really are, man. But is that an American thing, or is that just a first world country thing? Because I'm sure Europeans do the same.
That's a human being thing. The only difference between here and anywhere else is they don't have the option to do it. But if they did, they would follow suit all just the same. Like other countries and other like poor places like to look at us and go, oh, that's disgusting. Look at all that waste. Look at like how they live. They're American pigs and all that shit. Dude, if I gave you the same opportunity, you'd be the exact same way. The only difference is it's not there.
Yeah.
I swear to God. It's like, whenever I meet a guy, this is going to sound fucked up. Whenever I meet a guy who's like, oh, I would never cheat on my wife, or I've always been faithful, whatever, I always look at him and it's always a dog, an ugly motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, if I gave you the ability to be like rich, famous, and good looking, and you just had girls coming to your door every day, basically, virtue untested is no virtue at all. I'll just sum it up that way. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
If you don't have the temptation of doing that, it's easy to judge it from a distance. But until you're in the environment... But also, it's like, wouldn't it be better off if you're in this type of environment and then you use your power of like discipline and like evolution, things like that, to resist those baser qualities and become a greater person? Like, you evolve better if you have the temptation, then resist it. Then you just have the theory of the philosophy and never have to actually prove it.
Exercise that loyalty and that strength of not doing it. Well,
it's like, dude, when MMA came around, there was all those fake kung fu artists and karate teachers, and everyone did like, whatever. Yeah. Oh, and our techniques are so dangerous, you can't use them outside of the dojo because they'll kill people. And then what happened? Like, MMA came around, and those fake martial artists who actually, they didn't even know their shit didn't work because they just believed in it and they never got to try it. Then they got punched in the face by MMA fighters and choked out like that, like the old guy that you were telling me about.
Well, that's what happens when you got an entire forget even like a room full. When you got an entire dojo full of yes men that are like, he's the kung fu master. Yeah. He's been training. And
when the sensei grabs him, they throw themselves like 20 feet across the room and all that.
That's how you get a Steven Seagal, bro. Yes. Everybody just runs in, punches, and then rolls themselves. Well, when tested with actual strength, you take. Not some like super heavy hitter type. It's just some random dude that's trained mixed martial arts, and he beat the dog shit out of a kung fu master, bro.
Wasn't that like 10 years ago or something like this? What was it?
It's one of my favorite videos.
So the guy was like, I don't know if he was like a Shaolin kung fu master or whatever. He was like this high level kung fu master that everyone respected, like old guy, sensei shit. Like what was he, like 70?
Yeah.
And he goes in there with a regular MMA fighter, dude. And he's doing like his stances, like being all badass and all that stuff, and like trying to throw chi.
Yeah, he was trying to hit him with a chi ball. He did. He went like this, and then the dude just runs up and just like gives him a nice,
just knuckled him.
Yeah, just nice right hook. And what's so funny though, dude? What was so funny though is afterwards, like you see all his guys, and it was just like a Jet Li movie. All his guys are like, oh, and they're all crying and stuff, picking him up,
dusting him off.
Yeah, dusting him off. And he gets up, and his excuse was that something was off that day.
Yeah,
I agree. Something was off that day. Your ability,
your headgear,
exactly.
That's what was off that
you know
day.
What I mean?
Your ability,
and the key comes up with some spiritual excuse of why he just got beat the dog shit out of. I was so good.
I bet you that guy's martial art was like 10,000 years old of just like passing it generation after generation, lineage for days, and he got thwarted by a good old fashioned punch in the face.
Yeah. Think about this.
He was the first move ever created by mankind.
When they came with him, like all his guys came running up and they came with him to the challenge, and he's holding this stick and he's balancing himself on the stick, right? And he's sitting there and they go, "We have a fight," right? And you know what, man? If I was there, if I was in the dojo, I would have been able to tell him. I would have been, "Hey, man, that's pretty cool that you could balance yourself on the stick, but that guy punches really hard. Like, how's that going to help?"
He's on one finger on the stick upside down. He does 6 flips off of it and lands perfectly on one toe. Yeah, and then gets punched in the face right
that
after.
That guy still punches really, really hard. Like, what are you going to do with that? Like, are you going to bring the stick with you? Like, because that guy hits really hard. I could have been the voice of reason and all this. I could have brought logic to the conversation, but instead this dude comes out, man, and he's doing his thing. He's like doing his his dances and stuff, and that dude runs in this clock. And I'm telling you, he wasn't even like a really good fighter. He's just like has the base level martial arts, and he comes running and just fucking bam. He's like, "This all, man.
I made you a sandwich."
Dude, it was so funny because it was just that old adage that everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face, and that was it. That was just it in a nutshell.
You're right, though. The students were like, after I got clocked.
He's hitting master. And they're all looking around praying that some fucking monkey god comes down and like strikes it, like that it never happens,
I felt bad though, because you could tell when the old man got clocked in the face. Like, first of all, you don't ever want to hit an old guy at all. It's not like he didn't hit him with all of his might, but it was good enough. But he went down. He was disoriented. Like, he just looked fucked up about it.
Okay, you know what? I didn't feel bad, and let me explain why, okay? Because he's been lying to himself for even longer than he's been lying to everybody in that room that believed in him.
But he also got lied to, and then his parents before him got lied to, and every fucking student before him got lied to, and it was generational lies.
Yeah, But dude, when he stood up and he gave the interview after, he's like, "Oh, something was off. I didn't have there was some spirit in me that was moved and something." It was like, dude, get out of here, man. It's so stupid.
The spirit of no defense.
Yes. That was honestly, it was one of my favorite videos because it was kind of like everything just came crashing down, like reason and understanding that, okay, that shit is bullshit. Now you know.
But I almost don't. I understand how the old guy, after he got cracked in the face, started making up all the lies about demons and all that shit or whatever. Because when you believe something wholeheartedly your entire life and it gets challenged to that degree, you have an identity crisis. We've talked about this before. Yeah. Like, Canelo had to get a therapist after losing to Beau because you build this image up about like what you believe in your head.
Lose.
Yeah, so like for that to be wrong, you dedicated your entire life to this belief system and teaching people this, and like it gave you all your pride and all your, you know what I mean? Everything that you felt about yourself is all a lie. Yeah. It's hard. And if you're 90 and you've gone through all of life that way, it's going to be really hard to change directions all at once.
90, but we're all laughing because this young 27-year-old MMA dude just coming across his head.
He turns into dust.
Dude, it was funny.
The shit out of him.
The MMA guy was all like, yeah, when the fight was done. He's like throwing his hands in the air like he was just named champion.
He does that thing you do on Call of Duty where you start teabagging.
He gets at him and starts riding him like a fucking
horse. He starts doing Fortnite dances. He's like,
he walks over in front of his whole guys, pulls his penis out and just starts urinating on their master. He's like, "I got your master here.
You got rocks.
Yeah,
you got rocks, son.
Where's your god now? Yeah." He just starts doing flips. Dude, that'd be so funny.
Night, Grandpa. Yeah. Night.
You're gonna need the Great Wall of China to block me, son. Bam! Hits him again.
I call this the retirement home.
Gives him an elbow on the ground.
It's so uncomfortable to watch those fake karate guys, though. It's cringy as shit.
Yeah.
You know who the worst ones are? Have you ever seen like the guys that train like knife defense?
Yes, that black
dude. The knife defense guys. Wait, what's his face? Doug Machida or something like this, dude. Watch Doug Machida. The best is in the thumbnails. It'll be like some guy. He has like his arm trapped in like the blade by his neck.
I know Machida.
And he's like looking all serious, dude. He's just like, he's like, I got this.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Doug Machida. He was on the Blade show or whatever. You're right, dude.
Yeah, he's one of the worst ones. The karambit knife defense guys. Exactly. It's hysterical to me, man.
No, but what about the women cops that are like, okay, so you back your seat up, you take your seatbelt, you go like this, you roll your window down. This bitch had a window that she rolled like this.
She had an old school window.
Yes. What car are you driving? What, a 96 like Odyssey? Like some weird minivan? What are you driving that I can go like this? Are you
this
kidding
is
me?
self-defense for only if you could go back in time.
You know what? Honestly,
Oh
you
my
want a
God.
self-defense class? Go take a real self-defense class. The reason why I don't care about
Guys.
the old man or Doug McCheat or anything, because they're gonna get people hurt.
That's
Because
what
if people-
bothers me
yeah.
about it, is that I'm like, you're out here like a guru and shit like that, teaching people self-defense. It's going to give them false confidence. And
Yeah.
not only they're going to lose, they're going to get wrecked.
Yeah,
Dude, boxing, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu and American wrestling.
yeah.
Judo works too if you're good at judo, but honestly, like, dude, American wrestling and kickboxing, and you're like the best motherfucker on earth. That's like 90% of it.
There was a
And I'm a pure boxing enthusiast, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, wrestling
Yeah.
and kickboxing.
there was a rape prevention class that taught women. They would say it's heavy, but they would put bricks in their purses, and they would have them walking around with bricks in their purses all day.
I'm sure that's
And they-
sexy on heels.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I honestly, it's like, what's a 115-pound chick gonna do with a big brick in her bag? Come over. She couldn't even lift it up. I grabbed the bag before she could even get it. I pushed it down. I'm just joking. I'm probably gonna get raped.
I grabbed the bag. I just watched Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
No, but that's a nice ski
No,
mask.
but that's a nice ski mask though, and the family just loves him, you know?
So she'll go to swing the bag and like throw herself off her feet,
Dude, it would hit.
and she lands on her back
Yeah.
in rape me position.
She would go to
It's
swing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would like hit his back and like push
It
it right
knocks
against
her
the
out
wall.
cold.
And now you got her like a good grip on her, you know?
She falls with her leg up.
Just
dude.
logical.
my
And you know
God,
what,
dude.
man? Honestly, like there was a couple of them. Did you know that they scream? And that you watched Seven the other day. They scream fire instead of rape. Because
saw that.
more people are likely to respond to fire than rape.
Yes.
Because it's like people don't want to get involved in anybody's bullshit.
True.
And I know that's fucked up. And I'm not saying, but I'm saying if I go around the corner and some girl's screaming rape from her boyfriend that she's been together with the last 6 years, and they're fighting because he just checked out some chick in the club, and I get stabbed in the neck because
By
this
Doug
girl,
Machida.
yeah, exactly. Doug Machida's girl slaps the shit out of her and stabs me, you know. But that's why I think it's the whole point of like not wanting to get involved in people's business. Most people don't. The majority don't want to get involved in other people's bullshit, especially fights and stuff like that. So when you hear rape, honestly, it'd be nice if everybody immediately went running and everybody was a hero and stuff like that. But fire, you're like, okay, everybody can agree fire sucks, so let me go over there.
Well, now,
you know what
well,
I
because
mean?
you want to see a fire.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to do anything about it, you're curious to go look at a fire. Everyone's going to look at a fire, just like a car accident. Now,
Even the guy who starts it, the arsonist is most likely to stand there and watch his work.
otherwise, why do it? But
Why do it?
Now, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. So that was a line in the movie Seven.
Yeah.
So that could either be true or it's just a line in the movie Seven. And they
Let me
don't
tell you
train people to do
something,
that
okay?
at all.
Let me challenge that with another challenge.
Man,
Okay.
see?
All right. That was Morgan Freeman. You
So,
believe everything Morgan Freeman says. Okay. You hear that fucking voice?
and I
More
wish
people are likely to come. I can't do it, but you know what I mean.
I wish I could say that I fought off the system or that he
That
fought
he
off
fought
the
the
system.
good fight that day. I wish I could say Andy knew better.
Dude, Morgan Freeman, though, how great was he? I watched Seven for the first time a couple of days ago. I know. I should have watched it sooner. And by the way, phenomenal movie. I was really wrong for missing that one.
Wait, that was the first time you ever watched that?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
did.
shit.
And I didn't even know that it was David Fincher that directed it. And he's one of my favorite directors. Fight Club,
What's
baby.
in the box?
Fight Club. Yeah, but I also already knew the ending, so it kind of took that away from me. But it was still a phenomenal
sucks,
movie. Yeah, well, I mean,
dude.
it was so famous when it came out. Everyone was talking about
I
it.
got to watch it without knowing the ending. So when that box, because it's a funny, and like now when you watch it multiple times, you you start picking up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When he walked up and he was covered in his blood, he looks at Brad Pitt. He's like, I know you. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, I just lived your life for a few days.
Yeah.
You know, and oh, it's so good, man.
Well, the best was I haven't seen Morgan Freeman in like a lead role like that where he's in the whole movie in a long time because he's older now, so he just does like a lot of bit roles and he's always amazing no matter what he
Yes.
does. But I went back and watched Seven and dude, I forgot how fucking tremendous of an actor he
yeah,
is.
Dreamcatcher.
Dude, phenomenal.
Yeah.
That dude, Bone Collector. Was that Morgan Freeman?
Kiss the Girls.
That was Morgan Freeman. Yes,
Yeah, it
dude.
was.
Phenomenal actor. It was such a pleasure to watch him. Just what a class act. What a smart, put together, interesting, charismatic guy, man. No gimmicks or tricks. Just a great actor. Respectable dude, too.
Yeah, he's the best. He really is, man.
He really is. I love him.
I don't think there's he's another one that I don't think even if he put out a stinker, it's not going to tarnish his career whatsoever. It's Morgan Freeman. He's a great guy.
And even still, the movie might suck, but he'll still be great. He's one of those.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything sucked except for what Morgan Freeman did in the movie.
Exactly.
So he's good though, man.
You know what? Talking about like a guy cutting his wife's head off, I wanted to bring up Crowder.
Oh, guys, call back to Crowder. Right after we did the last episode where I was very, very heated and hurt, the next day a video comes out of him dealing with his wife, which I am sure that everybody has seen at this point. So we're not going to play it.
Yeah.
But you want to set it up a little bit? We already know what it is.
All right, so you kind of got an idea what a tight ass Crowder is. I think he's very old school, really chauvinistic in that way, and it's just kind of listen, man. I agree with a lot of things. I think stay at home women should cloak and clean and do all the right things. But there's also a respect thing, and you could tell Crowder carries none of that. You could tell, just coming from that video that you've all seen, you could just tell he's an insufferable prick to this girl. Oh. And man, sometimes you gotta I mean, I hate to say this, but you gotta be the bigger person. It's like she's pregnant, man. No matter what you needed to do that day, I'm sure you figure out something, and you figure out a way. But we were bringing up too is that so him and his old lady are fighting. They're fighting about the one car they have, which is a total power move on Crowder's part. He wants to know everywhere this chick is at all times. That's everybody was asking. I was pointing this out today. Everybody was asking. I heard Tim Pool say it. I heard Cumia say it. I heard Gavin McGinnis say it. Everybody's like, "How is Crowder's a millionaire? He just said no to $50 million. How can he not afford 2 cars? Why doesn't he have 2 cars? Why couldn't he not?"
Because it was on purpose.
Because it was on purpose. Because that's what control freaks and abusers do, is that they make it impossible for her to do anything without knowledge that he's on top of 24/7.
Yes.
I'm positive
he's
their brand new cars fitted with a low jack that he knows where it's at 24/7.
Yes.
Yes.
He's literally restricting her movement in order to control her.
Dude, in the
that's a control move 100%. It's so obvious and so on the surface that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously he can afford another car. There's not a lot of reasons why he wouldn't buy one. And you saw him. He was, when she even she said, "I'll call someone to pick me up. Like, fine, you can keep the car."
Threat?
And he got pissed about that.
Yeah.
So right there, even more control.
Yeah.
So you don't want her to take the car, but if she finds another means to get a ride, you're mad at that too. So you're trying to control even that.
Yeah.
So he says, "Take a fucking Uber." Those were his words. Disgusting, man.
Disgusting.
You take an Uber, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get through this without swearing like a sailor because I get so mad talking about this.
Nah, he's right.
This asshole.
But you're Steven Crowder. You don't have somebody to pick you up. You don't have somebody at your beck and call that will fly over to your house and bring you to anywhere you need to be at that moment. And by the way, what a wimpy little, yeah. I can't go see my parents today. You know what, dude?
God.
Big whoop. I can't go see my friends today. I needed wood pellets for my grill. Dude,
thank you.
Dude, what an insufferable prick. I think it came off so bad, but you know what?
Crowder.
But what bugged me about it most is
punk ass bitch.
I know everybody wants to give him because right now it's right down the middle. It's people saying, "Hey man, this is 3 minutes of their life. You don't see them 24/7."
Nope.
I'm telling you this now. It just seemed too natural for him. It didn't seem like they weren't in some horrible fight.
No,
it seemed like this was all the time.
All you need to see is a 30-second snippet. In a nutshell, I'm telling you, this is what's behind all of it. When they're arguing a little bit here and there, she starts pressing him. He goes, "Watch it. Watch it."
Yeah.
And the very next thing out of her mouth, she cows down, she changes her attitude, and she starts telling him how much she loves him and how committed she is. And Amelia starts just stroking that ego. There to his ego instantly. Ugh. And then when they went in the house, he was like, "I will fuck you up." Yeah. Dude, he beats her. 100,000% he has put hands on her more than once. I guarantee.
He's a cheater and a beater. Guaranteed.
Cheater and a beater.
100%.
The way that she 180s, and she did it multiple times. If you watch the video, she kept saying, "Steven, I am committed to you. I love you." And she started trying to change her tone and change her voice. And he would lean into her and get aggressive and be intimidating. That shit is on the surface.
Dude, that poor girl was in a lion's cage.
Yes.
Calm down. Just making sure that he doesn't snap that with that.
He's a sociopath.
That hunky volcanic attitude that he has.
That guy. All right. So I hate to use the word narcissist because it's overused these days. So you know what? He's a megalomaniac. Yeah. He's literally a megalomaniac. Every time she would make a point, and by the way, she was very reasonable in what she was saying.
She was sweet.
He did, but here's how you know it's true because he was doing the exact thing that Dave Lando said that they were doing behind closed doors, which he would flip the conversation and make himself the victim immediately. Yeah. And go, "Well, what about what I have to do and change it? It's all about him. And he was doing that to her. And that's exactly what Dave said he would do to him. He goes, "Well, you make even more money than me. And how much money do you think I make?" And he would always make himself the victim.
He
got
scolded for 40 minutes about how much money he makes. And then the next day turns down $50 million.
Yeah.
Man.
Crowder, man. Dude, fuck you, Crowder.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at that dude. Also, the way that you treat a woman has a lot to do with who you are. That tells you a lot about the person. He's a coward. He's an insecure, weak coward. He's a megalomaniac. He's a sociopath. I don't like that fucking guy.
You know what's funny? It's like
weak, dude.
It's like the chickens are really coming home to roost. Like this all came out within like a week, dude. Like the Landau stuff,
karma, baby.
The Daily Wire stuff. You know what I noticed? Remember me and him we had this big conversation on the whole Daily Wire thing, and what I something that I just remembered on both sides, because we were, I was weighing out both, and I'll tell you this. For what Crowder did, I still do believe that he pioneered the right to kind of turn over a new leaf and not be so Christian-y. And I know he is that, but I mean, it was kind of a cooler kind of lane they were taking. But one thing that bothered me was how he went about the Daily Wire thing, how he called the guy and they were talking about Christmas and they were hanging out and they had this long conversation, and then he got into the stuff and he was recording him the whole time. And I just thought, dude, if you can't trust somebody to have like an on the level conversation, then how could you ever do business like that? You know what I mean?
Fair, I understand.
Bad. It seemed bad to me.
I understand, but I didn't expect all of this.
Yeah. Well, and then it just started coming out in droves.
But the fact that because he even says in the video, he arguing with his wife, he's like, every minute of my day is like planned out and accounted for.
Yeah.
The guy is a control freak.
Yeah.
He's remarkably insecure. And when you're insecure like that, the more control you get, the more that you need. Because insecurity doesn't get countered. Like, you have to learn how to not be insecure. You have to like build confidence and let go and learn how to trust and things like that. The more you try to control and the more you do control, the more you're going to need. It literally creates like a wider and wider black hole the more that you feed it.
So the more
he's gotten to a point where dude, he has so much power and control in his life and in his work and with his friends and with his family and all that.
And his employees.
That ego just keeps growing and growing. And there's literally no amount on earth that will satisfy this guy.
So he's
lost his mind.
So you're saying the more control that he's in, the more out of control his mind begins to go?
The more control he's going to think that he needs and that he's going to want. That's why he does all that. And this is what's gross about it, though, is that he doesn't just control people. He tries to dominate and belittle them on top of it. So he uses guilt.
Yeah.
That's why he makes himself the victim, because he makes you feel guilty for what he's going through and yada yada yada. That's why he only gives you one car, because he's trying to control your every little move, dude. It's disgusting. Like when he makes Dave Landau sit there while they're doing the rehearsal 45 minutes before he can even go into the room.
Yeah,
that's a domination move. That is gross. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Steven Crowder's a punk ass bitch, bro.
Or calling him and then being friends with somebody and then calling them and going, "I own you." That's fucking sick, dude.
The words. If you speak the words "I own you" to me, I'm either going to be locked up for the rest of my life or I'm going to be on the run for the rest of my life, because I'm going to black out and fucking murder you, dude.
Yeah, and you might as well.
I will lose my mind if you look me in the eyes and say "I own you." You're going to find out real fast it's not true. You looking for your phone?
Why did you say it?
Yeah, it fell under here somewhere.
Oh, it did.
Yeah. So Steven Crowder is a weak character and a fragile, feeble little man. And I thought he was a good person. He had me tricked for a little bit. So congratulations to that. You got me duped. But now that we see who you really are.
Will you watch his show anymore?
Never. I unsubscribe from that shit. I'll never watch his show again. And I'm not even a petty guy like that. I supported him because I was supporting him, who I thought he was. I'm not supporting this disgusting man. No.
I think
absolutely not.
I'll still watch it.
I don't care what you guys do.
Of course. I still think that, listen, man, do you know one of those things where you separate the artist from the art? I can't.
How? No. This is beyond art. He's not just a painter or like a song maker. This guy comes out and fights for morality and fights for ethics. He looks at the camera, plays holier than thou, points the finger at people and judges and condemns them. Well, he is that. So the next time he comes out on camera and he does this whole thing and this is good Christian values and the American family and we got to do this for the kids and for the people. The whole time he's doing that, you're going to be thinking about, well, how about how you treat your wife, bro?
Yeah.
How about how you treat your own friends, family, and staff? That says a lot more about you than the bullshit you're spewing right now. It doesn't match anymore.
What happens now? Like, does he does he still follow the same Christian values? Like, does he get back and can he go out and just bang now? Like, can he go out and date and have fun and bang chicks?
I have no idea. I've never seen
how
someone...
that dating rule works. Like, cause he held the virginity card.
He's allowed to, but will it fuck his brand up?
No, but I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
In the Christian world, do you know anything about that? Like, is he allowed to go do that stuff now? Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs to go have fun. And
he should.
Yeah, he should. He needs to get that. He needs to get that ego thing out of the way and just fuck around and have fun and stuff like that.
But,
and maybe, I don't know.
But also, like, this is a thing too. When you have someone who lives by that stringent values and has like that thick of a code where every little thing is accounted for and all that, I'm convinced of this. It causes repression. You have to repress parts of your personality and your appetites and things like this, and nothing goes nowhere. So when you repress those energies, they come out in fucked up ways and in perversions. Like if you take any Asian culture, for instance, they are so repressed socially. You have to say the right thing with the right inflection and bow the right way, and you have to be polite, and everything is micromanaged or whatever. And then on the back end, they're devious and perverted and disgusting because they're constantly repressing all that shit down all the time. That's what happens, man.
Octopuses.
Yeah, they want to get pissed on. Doing crapped on their eyes and all that.
Especially the businessmen too. The businessmen are always like they're really like hardworking guys. They're working 20 hours a day, and then they go to the club and they're eating shit. You, and getting hit with hammers. And,
getting smeared all over and
blood
finger
all
painted.
over
That's what I'm saying. So like, any type of repression is going to cause an imbalance in some. That's why the only people that I truly trust are the ones that have some dirt on the surface. Like a guy that I trust is like a John McAfee.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know exactly what you're getting with him.
If I look at you and I go, oh, you have no vices, you live a perfect life, you're a perfect husband, you do all the right things, you never like step out of line, like nothing, no. So you're not a full human being. You don't have a dark side to you. Everyone has a dark side and a good side to them. Whether or not like which side is stronger is a different conversation entirely. But to come out and say that you have none, dude, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So what are you hiding? That's like take a look at all politicians. For the longest, up until recently, now it's all on the surface. Up until recently, they all had this squeaky clean image, and they present themselves, like, oh, no, I went to Stanford, and I was a Catholic my whole life, and this is my high school sweetheart. And in the back, they're doing blow and having people murdered and paying people off.
The Clintons. Yeah.
So when someone presents a squeaky clean front, rest assured the shit that you're not seeing is way more horrific, man, than a normal person.
I think
guaranteed, dude.
I think that was the appeal of Trump, because it's like, this is
that's
the guy
why
that's
I trust
banging
the
like
guy.
The hottest European models that he could get his hands on. You know what I mean?
Same thing with John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a playboy. He's just everyone's a piece of shit in their own right in certain ways. But if you don't see any of it at all and you put that veneer on, I'm telling you, watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Plus, it takes a wolf to handle wolves.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Even so I think the closest thing to that would be like a Ben Shapiro, where he presents like a very clean front. He makes all the right choices and all that. And I can maybe see him being that way for real. But also, when was the last time you saw a genuine smile come on that guy's face, or any type of lightheartedness, or any type of like air of gregariousness? He's not jovial at all. The guy is pent up, and he's repressed, and he's miserable, and everything's business. And you hear it in the tension in his voice.
Yeah.
You hear it in the voice.
I
dude.
do like Ben, though.
So
dude.
I like him too,
really
but I don't advocate, like, he advocates like, oh, this is how you could be a good man, and this is how you should live, and this is how you should like have your family, and this is how you should approach life, and these are the values you should espouse. And I'm like, okay, but if I'm looking for a life coach, I'm looking for one who looks happy and looks like they're enjoying their life. When I see your furrowed brow and your tight asshole, I'm not gonna emulate what you are. I don't want to end up like you, man. You don't look happy at all. You don't look happy. Why would I want to learn from you? Because of what? Because of what? Your fake values that you believe are the only ones that are right because you're Jewish? Dude, everyone has fucking beliefs, bro. Everyone has beliefs, man. It's ridiculous.
I say different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all
he
right,
needs
like,
to get stroked.
you know, like,
he needs to relax.
No, but like Sky.
That was very professional.
I know, right? I swung it around and got back to it.
I remember my first beer.
Yeah, but like, all right, like skydiving. Like skydiving would probably be one of those things where like you feel like you're alive. You know,
it's amazing.
I mean?
I've done it.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, if I have money, I'm gonna want to go skydiving and do something different. But I could see a guy that has all access, that could buy a plane and do it. He's like, I'm not like I guess Howard Stern's miserable too. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like he has access to all of this and chooses to do none of it.
Yes.
And it's like, why?
But so yeah, and like to the point, like that's why all the people that I trust are on the surface like real people. Remember I showed you Christopher Hitchens? Cigarette smoker, drinks in public.
I love that dude.
Known alcoholic. Terrence McKenna, another one of my heroes. Does psychedelics and drugs like crazy, super smart guy, but it's all on the surface. It's not perfection. When someone that's why I don't like this woke bullshit, this woke ideology and all that crap. That's why it scares me, is because every horrific atrocity that has ever been done by all of humanity, it's always done under the banner of complete righteousness. The Spanish Inquisition, it was for the name of God. And Hitler, it was because of some like good whatever. They believed in their bullshit. I'm telling you,
whatever they're doing, they think they're the good guy.
But they're saying that it's ultimate goodness and ultimate truth, and only theirs is the right one. So whenever I hear that shit, I'm like, you need to go, dude. You're insidious and you're dangerous, man. That is scary. They're trying to fuck you. They're trying to enslave you. Those are the people that are trying to control. Are the ones that are like, my shit is the right shit and everyone else's is wrong, and you can't think differently.
I could see Hitler at like a table full of like Germans, like, you know, because like obviously he led the country, and he's like, I got an idea, but hear me out. Just like what it turned into. And then one of the guys is like, yes, I am listening. You know what I mean?
But hear me out.
Listen, it's going to sound crazy at first.
Let me finish.
But let me finish. Let me go to the drawing board and we'll see what you think. You know?
So we all know murder is wrong, right?
Yeah.
he takes us to the side door.
Listen, you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. That's all I'm getting at. Here we go.
So, yeah. So I wonder what's going to happen to Steven Crowder, though, moving forward. Watching him talk to his wife that way bothered me even worse than the other shit, man. It really did.
Yeah.
Because, dude, what kind of man are you?
It was, dude,
what kind of man
honestly,
are you?
You know what's so funny?
Get gloves?
When I was watching it, because it came out from some left-wing thing published at first, right? And I remember I'm like, let's see how they spin it this time. And I remember watching it, I'm going, woo.
Not a good look.
Dude, I'm looking at him point his foot at her while he, you know what I mean? Like Ryan Ketzer-Rivera pointed out, he was talking to her like an Italian uses his hands to like talk. Dude, he was using his foot. He goes, discipline and respect. And he was using his foot. And I'm like, you pompous bitch. Yeah. Like, how
he's sitting
dare
all
you?
sprawled out on
smoking
his
the cigar.
patio couch, man.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Ugh. God. What's up, Johnny Tsunami?
Johnny
man?
boy.
Hey.
Today is the day. So we'll see what happens next with Crowder.
Yeah.
What else we got, buddy?
Speaking of paying prostitutes with a personal check, Jerry Springer's dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yeah. You don't remember?
No.
He was the governor of...
I was never really into his show.
He was the governor of Ohio or Cincinnati, something like that. Anyways, he was in politics before he did his show, and he banged some prostitute, and he paid her with a personal check. So back when he was like...
He wrote Jerry Springer at the bottom.
It said Jerry Springer, and it was like, love you, babe, Jerry Springer, governor of Ohio. Yeah, you know what I mean?
There was a Polaroid photo attached to it.
Yeah, except with him with her. His dick fell out.
She's sucking a tip.
But so he does this, and it was a big scandal, and he turned that scandal. He's like, listen, I'm a wild guy. I do things, and that's how he turned it into daytime weird talk shows. You know, believe it or not, I got a little story about him. You mind if I tell?
I would love to hear this.
So
I don't know what this is yet.
So at our restaurant, they had a show upstairs because it's Vegas, and they had one of the shows upstairs, and it was Wheel of Fortune, and it was Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. So they had Joey Fatone, and he was hosting it. Well, when we got Jerry Springer would come into the restaurant every day, and he would read his book, and he would have lunch.
His own book?
Exactly. So
no, I mean like his, like, did he
God, no.
He wrote a book, and then
it was some
face.
Stupid like Dean Koontz or some shitty book, some shitty generic book that he got from Borders for like $14.99 the day before. It was awful. Some paperback.
When I'm rich and famous, I'm gonna write a book and I'm just gonna
read it
everywhere I go. The most pompous, arrogant thing a human being could possibly do.
I could not love it more to have my face on the back, right, like this. And
you're in a sweater,
and then bring it down and go, hello. Oh, that'd be wonderful.
You'd be the biggest piece of garbage.
Wouldn't it, dude? Dude, and the title of the book's like Being Great. or like greatness and
how to be great.
The burden of greatness and how to deal with it, and you just bring it down.
Mine says tortured genius. We each have one and we're sitting next to each other.
Yes. to be great in a world of lesser men. You just bring the book out and you go, I'm sorry, did you want an autograph or something stupid?
Oh my God.
Oh, that'd be so funny, dude.
But, the burden of greatness.
Dude, that'd be so funny. Dude, I just keep picturing my face just, yes.
You have a scarf on all the time, just pretentious nonsense.
But I mean, all right, no. So it's Jerry Springer. So he would hit on all the waitresses that we have there. And by the way, listen, you're going to see how far this dude fell if you've ever been into our restaurant. So anyways, he got two of them. He got Nicolette and Amanda, Bruno's baby mama. Remember I told you the original Amanda?
Yes.
And he gave them tickets, and obviously he wanted something from them. Nicolette couldn't go, so me and Amanda were working that day. She's like, come. She's like, we should go. I'm like, all right, cool. So me and Amanda wind up going, and we're sitting, and like I knew it was a problem right when we walked in. We go in and we see the seatings, and then we see the VIP tables up front. I was like, wonder what you got to sit there. And then she goes, we're here. And she points mid audience, like the booth in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Like the main booth of the place. And I'm like,
There's no way.
Yeah. And I go, who was supposed to go with you? She's like, Nicolette. I'm like, you guys are supposed to be sleeping with him after the show. You're getting this, right? And it was just,
I see.
Dude, and she looked at me like, what? And it all started kind of like dawning on her, right? So I'm like, oh no. So we go and we sit in the booth and I'm sitting there, right? Jerry comes out and he's doing his opening and he walks right up to us and he looks at me and goes, and then begins the show, right? Dude, so I swear to God, on everything, right? I look at her and I look at everybody and I was like, did anybody just see that? Like, am I crazy, right?
So dogged you?
So I'm like, dude, he just dogged the shit out of me, right? So he does, and then he like a professional, like this beautiful professional he is. He comes up and he puts on a great show, right? Real fortunate people are running up, they're doing yodel, doing all that stuff, spinning the big wheel, right? So then afterwards, I find out that we got a meet and greet. So we walk up, we're waiting in line and stuff like that, but we got this real short line because it's like the VIP section, right?
Yeah.
So Jerry comes up and he walks past the people that were in front of us and greets us, right? He goes, Amanda. And he puts his hands right above her ass.
Oh, the small of the back?
Yeah,
the creep
dude.
touch.
Yeah, dude. So
Classic creep move, by the way.
He brings her in.
Classic
real close,
Vegas
right?
creep.
And he goes, right? Dude, and I'm sitting there like,
he starts taking his checkbook out.
Yeah, he reaches for his checkbook. It's already drawn out.
He's got a stamp. Jerry Springer.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, right? And I'm like as uncomfortable as I could possibly, right? So he finally latches his tentacles off of her and he lets her go. And he looks at me, right? And I stick my hand out and he goes, how you doing, bub? B-U-B, bub, right? I don't get a handshake. I go, hey, Jerry.
Like, what, no check?
Yeah, dude, right? So I look at Jerry and I swear to God, this is the one little correspondence that I had with Jerry. I look at him and I go, I want to let him know, listen, man, I get it. I understand you weren't expecting to see me. I get it. I understand. I'm not trying to pop burst your bubble, dude. I didn't know neither, right? So I look at him and I go, Jerry, hey, man, dude, I'm such a fan. I said, I used to ditch school every day and watch your show every day, right?
You're a great role model,
yeah.
Jerry.
He looks me dead in the face. He goes, I'm glad that worked out for you.
Wow.
Turns to the people in front of us and starts talking to them.
Now I'm famous for beating the shit out of Jerry Springer in front of everybody.
So, in my mind, all I have to say to that is, listen, man, I know he did me wrong, but pancreatic cancer, see you, Jerry. No, I'm just joking. No,
Father Time.
Yeah,
Father Time got him for you.
Exactly.
It's like Almost Heroes. The ravages of time.
Yeah. But the ravages of time will always do it. Revenge is sweet, sir. Bidwell. Nobody's seen that movie. No, remember, nobody's
We're
seen
making
that.
references that are just isolating
Dude,
everybody.
Even the audience right now is like, what the
Watch
fuck is
Almost Heroes. It's gold.
It was Chris Farley's last movie.
Yeah.
Two things that he finished. Two projects that he was working on before he died. He finished Almost Heroes and he read half of Shrek. Shrek was supposed to be Chris Farley. Yeah. That was his last two projects, and then he partied himself to death.
Honestly, he would have been a great Shrek. It turned out phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but I could definitely see Chris Farley.
Of course, man. What are you doing in my swamp? But it wouldn't be Scottish, Yeah.
I was watching Tommy Boy the other day. I'm hysterically laughing.
He's wonderful.
Everything he does is the funniest shit. Just the way he moves and shit. When he hugs him, he's like,
or like Black Sheep.
Yeah. Black Sheep rules. Jenny's never seen it, dude. We're gonna watch that next.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's literally what's funny is that you saw where it was gonna go. The next one would have been Lost and Found, and then Artie Lang fills in for Chris Farley.
Is that what happened?
I was one of Artie Lang's movies.
I didn't know this.
And it was weird because it's I remember seeing it and I was like, who's this wannabe Farley? But meanwhile, being real, dude, Artie Lang's a legend. But when I first seen him, he wasn't on Stern yet. He must have been like midway through Mad TV, and he filled in on Lost and Found with what's his name? David Spade.
Yeah.
You know that fool's his personal assistant Skippy tried to murder him?
Yes. I've always
you ever heard that story?
Yes, but I don't know the actual story. I just know that it happened. David Spade has mentioned it. People have asked him about it on multiple interviews and things like that.
And he doesn't like to talk about it.
You never hear the whole story. For someone to actually try to murder you, there has to be personal.
Bad. Yeah.
Otherwise, you just rob them or you fuck them up or something like that. But to try to murder somebody, what did he do? I like David Spade. I'm a big fan, but everyone knows that he was a bit of a prick, like in his heyday.
That's what I'm saying.
So what did he do?
He was his personal assistant, and
for a long time, right?
Yeah, and Skippy was on coke for like 4 days and broke in his house and was beating the dog shit out of him, like trying to murder him,
literally.
And you know what's funny though? It's like I picture like every time like Skippy would pick him up. And David Spade would come out with one of his little little zany well, what do you think, stupid? Got that? You know, like real sarcastic.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Just cutting them down.
And like Skippy's like and like turning, like grabbing the wheel of the car, and
one day he was just like.
Yeah,
he just started walking towards him. He just snapped.
Hey, and then somebody like Adam Sandler looks at David Spade is like, "Hey, you should watch it. That guy will kill you one day." And David Spade's like, "Who, that idiot? What are you kidding me?"
He's just in the restroom for 1 hour, just like.
Just staring at the mirror. He hasn't blinked. A fly lands on his eyeball and just walks down.
Everything he does, he's like brushing his teeth. But just that face the whole day. Just doing coke. Just getting ready. He's David Spade's sleeping. He's just like, he's holding a knife.
And because he's not a celebrity, nobody notices. Like at breakfast, he's just sitting there like this. And he doesn't just pick up his plate or his thing or anything, but he's not a celebrity, so nobody cares.
David Spade has a bell. He's like, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Skippy comes up with a tray. He's like, and David Spade he just puts the glass down and keeps talking. There was clear signs for like 3 days.
His name's Dennis, but David calls him Skippy
the whole time. The whole time.
Oh, dude.
He still doesn't know what his real name is to this day.
Dude, and you know what's so funny? It's like, okay, so that happens, right? Stern asked him about it, and he's like, till this day, I don't know what. I think we just hit it on the head. I think he was such a prick to him, dude.
Every time he's like, my name's Dennis. He's like, all right, Skippy.
Yeah. Okay, Skippy. Yeah.
It's Dennis. He's like the Stephen Root character in Office Space, like soft-spoken, where's my stapler shit? And he just burns the place down at the end.
Hey, he had a bum leg from like a flesh-eating disease as a kid, so he has to like run. He
calls him Skippy.
Yeah, he calls him Skippy.
Oh my god! He got gangrene.
So funny, dude. That'd be so funny. His mom, he was trying to get his mom out of a house fire, and it like burned his leg so bad that he has to move real funny. And you see little David Spade go, "Yes, Skippy, get over here, stupid."
He lays down in his bed at the end of the night and turns the lights off, and the entire night he's just like,
yeah.
And you just see the sun come up behind
him. The room's just blue, and his eyes are still open. Dude, in the morning time, he just grabs a bottle of aspirin and just starts chewing them because he's in such pain. Oh my fucking god, dude, that'd be so funny, man.
Oh my god.
No, dude, that is the best though.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, but, shit, what else do we got, man?
Well, so there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to ask you about it. Now, it's not heavy, believe me, it's not. But Joe Rogan the other day made headlines. He came out and he said now listen, I remember the big red wave, but I say they're gonna steal it anyway. So I hate to be such a whiny little.
They already did it. They've done it twice. We took it right on the chin.
Twice now.
We took it right up the ass or right on the chin, whatever direction you want to go. We took it. Dude,
and I keep hearing our side going, yeah, not this time. They're going to do this. No, they're not. They're not. They'll slap us in the mouth, then go, we're going to get this election too, and we're going to go, yeah.
We got Joe Biden's dead, rotting corpse just plopped up on a fucking on a DOS. What's it called? What is it? Not a dossier. What's the fucking thing? A dais.
Oh, yeah.
Up on a dais. But he's like weakened at the burning it. There's like people like puppeteering him for real this time. He's actually dead.
Dude, like they got a little shot collar and like the people clapping. It just comes up. It's like
he's got his aviator glasses on. He's just dangling.
Dude, the stupid glasses.
His bomber jacket.
See him put those on there? You know they call him Dark Brandon.
There's a guy that works the mouth, the jaw piece when they do the speech. He's got a different voice entirely.
Special Agent Jaw. And he comes out there and he just moves his mouth. That guy makes $90,000 a year to do this.
He's like when he ends the speech and goes to walk off stage, he's all floppy and shit. Yeah. He's like, thanks very much, everyone. He's like,
dude, you see giant strings? Yes. You see like 8 people like controlling him above, dude.
They're playing that Pinocchio song. I got no strings to hold me down. He's just like just marionetting off stage.
He does. Hey, his feet never touch the stairs. They're just like.
they kind of like
it just levitates down.
He's just moonwalking, dude.
It's so
my
bad.
God.
But you know what's so funny though, man? It's like we would point that out. And listen, again, this isn't my sign. We even have a skit that we're gonna bring you guys pretty soon here.
It's gonna be gold, by the
shows
way.
just how you feel about how we feel about the right side too. But
They're all garbage.
But the left is just disgusting right now. It's hilarious. But wait. Oh, what the heck was I just about to say?
Marionette Joe Biden.
Oh, the left is so bad that we would point that out. We go, dude, there's like people like they're like you know, they're using him as a puppet.
There's worms going in his eye cavity.
They go, and they go, yeah, but Trump did this, and you're like, dude, no, like please don't bring him up. What does he have to do with this?
He's
people
dead.
He's dead. He's literally dead. But speaking of,
Well, then he can't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
can he?
yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? Trump's been dead for office and this, and you go, what? What?
Oh
It's the weirdest thing, dude. It's so stupid. I'm so tired of that being their answer for everything. Listen, I don't give a fuck about Trump right now. It means nothing to me. Can you please just give me some type of argument that says this guy's good?
They got the debates. It's Trump and dead Joe Biden. Weekend at the Bernie's Joe Biden, and Trump's like, he's fucking dead. Yeah. And Joe Biden's doing this shit, right? And then the headlines are like, Trump bullies Joe Biden. They ignore the fact that he's just saying that he's dead and call him a bully, dude.
And Jill goes, leans over, right? And she goes, yeah, but crime is down for the rate. Like at the side of her mouth. Jill's like, highest unemployment rates are crime is down.
There's flies just circling him.
And I'm telling you, people would be in the office like, or in the audience like this. They'd be like, oh yeah, crime is down. Oh, most job growth on Reddit. This is stupid. Oh, COVID. Our response to COVID.
I'm trying to tell you, he's dead.
Yeah.
Trump takes low road instead of high road.
Listen, I'm not being tongue in cheek. He's literally dead.
No, he's actually dead.
Check him out. Look. Dead. He's like lifts up his wrist. He's like, he's been cold, real cold.
He's freezing.
Yeah,
he's got
cold.
Rigor mortis.
Yeah, you people talk about climate change. Well, this guy's real cold. Right? That's a good Trump, dude. I never did a good at that.
It's not bad, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
It's getting better. Snowy.
But oh my God, it's the same thing. That's
Snowy
right.
from Michigan.
But that's what Joe Rogan's saying.
All right, so what is Joe Rogan saying?
That.
What?
He says
the red wave, or
the only way that that Democrats are going to win this next election, because he announced his candidacy, the only way they're going to win is if Joe Biden dies. He's dead.
Pretty good chance.
We just said it.
Yeah, I'm like, pretty good chance.
By the time of if he doesn't croak this term, and it's funny that we all got this Deadpool going on, but if he doesn't croak this one, then he'll definitely be done by the next one.
He'll be dead before it's over.
And dude, what's sick is the Bidens are like totally okay with this. They're
no
like,
one gives a shit. They're soulless.
The kids are like, come on, Dad, just hang in a couple more years instead of letting this man rest. And they're like,
they're shooting him up with amphetamines. Dude, you know it.
I bet they take the glass and put them on. Put the fucking glasses on. And he's like, I can't see with them on. I have trouble going down the stairs if they're on. And then put the fucking glasses
Where
on.
am I, man?
Yeah.
Where am I?
Can I go to the bathroom? No, get out there. And he's like, okay.
No. You do like the downward snout slap.
That's elder abuse. To me, that's what elder abuse is.
100%, dude. It's all elder.
It's just sad.
Everyone's getting abused.
Oh my God, man. What a weird time. Let's take this out.
That's hilarious.
Not out, but let's show this outro video.
So all right, guys. So we're going back to Irish Spaghetti Classic. We're gonna hit you with a nice, notable upswing on the outro video. We like to end positive. Before we jump into this video, do you want to set it up a little bit?
Yeah, this kid practically shits himself lifting weights, dude. No, but you know what? Look, okay.
What makes it gold?
No, okay. Let me explain how I told him about this video. Do you remember when you were a kid and real laughing? Like, do you remember when you were a kid
uncontrollable, genuine laughter?
Where like you got tears running down your eyes and you can't breathe and all your friends are laughing for like the silliest reason, and it was that pure, like nothing was wrong in the world. Like when I laugh now, I know I got bills to pay, and it kind of brings it back a little bit.
The laugh is the volume's
tainted.
turned down on the laugh.
Yeah, it's like tainted.
There's pain in the laugh now.
But when you were a kid and there was nothing wrong in the world, like whatever it was, you'll just deal with it later, right? When you were a kid, you had that like unfiltered laugh that you and your boys carried.
The true
And
happiness.
especially if you guys were friends.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Especially if you guys were like good friends and you had that ability to like just crack each other up with like that. Well, you could tell that these guys kind of got it. They're kids. They're in some gymnasium lifting weights for like, they might be like football players or something like that. Well, they got this kid and he's sitting on the bench press and they're like, so you just got to hit it one time. I think he's lifted like 205 or something, like, which is big for like
it seemed like he was trying
15.
to max.
Yeah. Yeah. So he brings it down, and we're gonna show you what happened. But it's not so much what he does. Okay,
His
listen.
buddy.
Yeah, listen. Everybody loves dick and fart jokes. They're funny.
Sure.
But it's the response that he gets from his friends, and the fact that they can't even see straight because they're laughing so hard. And we just thought it was kind of a gold moment. We thought
it's
this was
hysterical.
nice. Yeah.
Dude, it's the best, dude, because it makes you laugh because you can feel how much that laugh.
If you're
the reality of that laugh.
If you're
man.
a kid and you see it, you laugh. If you're an adult and you see it, you remember why it's so funny.
Okay,
Yeah.
so without further ado, a man trying to bench weight and almost shitting his
Yes, just a kid, dude, 15. Even though he looks like he's 47.
Video capture device, bring it down.
Whoa! Remember we used to do that every episode. Whoa!
Alice in Wonderland shit. All right, guys, ready for this? Zoop.
Y'all ready for this? Okay.
And I'll let it run a couple times.
Okay.
$20. He owe me $20.
For the $20.
$20.
He bet you $20.
No, I forgot. We have to. No. We have to. Remember, it's gonna record.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Let me see what you got, right? So you go hit it
We
one
know
time,
the
huh?
point that happens.
Oh yeah. Oh, we know exactly when. His buddy. The uncontrollable laughter of it.
His screaming had me dying, dude. Look at him. He's sitting down back there against the wall. He can't even stand.
The best is you hear the echo laugh in the background from the other guy. 'Cause it's like a hollow gym, dude.
Dude, and the first kid, the kid who farted grabs his head because he knows he's never gonna hear the end of it.
And it's so now he's on our
For the
show.
$20.
I'm sure we're not the only ones that are gonna play it.
Dude, what if this is one of those real viral moments we get?
Dude, I'd be so upset.
See what you got, right?
I'd get plastic surgery on my face, change my
So you go hit it
hairstyle.
one
Well,
time,
he looks like Lori Lightfoot anyway.
He looks just like Lori
Right?
Lightfoot.
Bam.
It's so legit. He almost let him die for a second.
To watch him grab his head.
He had to remember.
Oh my god, dude.
But yeah, so we all had those times back in the day, dude. It was the best.
Dude, wasn't
Billy.
that
It
the
was
best?
Best of all time.
Do you remember any of yours? I got one.
I'd have to sit down and think about it, but I'm sure I can remember a few.
Only from when because the fart. Our dog was farting, and my sister's boyfriend's mom came over, and they used to make me go to this Mexican church with them. It was awful. They'd sing on this acoustic guitar, but she was like this really like up, like Catholic lady, and she was sitting in our living room, and our dog got on her, and me, Garrett, and Trey were like sitting like this on the couch, and the dog was just shitting its pants next to her, and I remember just us laughing, and it was so stupid, but it was so fucking.
But those are the best, man.
Yes. It sounds so ridiculous now, but it was so fucking funny.
If you could see it, that's a visual.
Yeah.
That's definitely a visual.
Especially when somebody like pooped or something. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah,
pooped their
man.
pants or something. Those were the best.
Still haven't shit my pants.
Yeah. Watch,
Still
dude.
haven't shit my pants.
You call me the day that happens. I want to know.
It almost happened
Dude,
to me the other day.
If you're 75. Oh, really?
Almost.
Like right after? Too?
Almost. Yeah, and I even called it. I was like, after we talked about watch, it's going to fucking happen to me now. And it almost did. But your boy's crafty like that.
You squeeze their cheeks together. You must have like good strain on your cheeks. Like
Oh,
it's
my
not-
control
yeah.
control is second to none, baby.
It just like the James Bond symbol. It just whoop.
Kegels.
Yeah.
Kegels aren't just for women.
You do giggles on your ass.
I got that like wrist gripper. I just wedge it between my ass
Do you
cheeks.
feel?
dude,
Do you
just-
feel the two pieces go?
I can pinch it off, dude. It's just you got to get that Kegel control, man. I'm a
that's
full body
great.
workout type guy.
Dude, that's wonderful, man.
But all right, guys. So just so you know, we're going to be doing 3 episodes this week. We want to boost the content a little bit, and again, we always appreciate you guys watching. We're still working with Tech Death Hippie. He's sending us some samples. We might get some projects going with him
we
in the future.
appreciate him, man. Big
Yeah, man.
time.
We're going to do a sketch. Like we said, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited to shoot that. At some point in the not too distant future, we're going to get an L-shaped table so we can add a 3rd chair. We have a 2nd camera we want to try. Just letting you know that we have plans to add upgrades. We're going to keep moving forward and doing great things. Before I take us out of here, I just wanted to say, Steven Crowder, you're a piece of shit, bro. I'm not going to let it go for quite a while, man. He's a punk-ass bitch. That's what he is. You're a punk-ass bitch. You're a weak man. Cut the shit. Come back to us, man. I used to love you, dude. I used to love you. Drop all that weird, insecure, controlling horse shit.
Watch it.
Yeah, watch this.
Watch it. Watch this.
these nuts.
Watch
bro.
this,
Watch
huh?
these nuts. But anyway, we'll see you guys in a couple of days. I'll cut some clips out, and yeah, so we'll have some great show prep for you for the next time.
Boom, baby.
And always remember, have your conversations, not their conversations. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your community. Let's be people again and deal with each other. God bless. Peace. Till the next time.